In the grand cosmology of Lord of the Mysteries, three pillars hold up the very fabric of existence, anchoring the astral world, the spirit world, and the physical world. But as we delve deeper into the mythos, we uncover whispers of a fourth pillar, one tied to the end of all things. This begs the question, could a fifth pillar exist? And if so, could it be intertwined with the river of fate itself? Today, we will dissect the possibility of a fifth pillar, one forged from the authority of the goddess of fate, the weaver of all fates, and what might happen if she were to accommodate the key of light, the circle of inevitability, or both. The pillars are not merely powerful beings, they are fundamental to the universe's stability. Each supports an entire layer of reality, embodying deep symbolic meaning. The mother goddess of depravity is the foundation of the physical world. Mr. Fool lords over the spirit world, and the primordial God Almighty dominates the astral world. The hidden fourth pillar, should it ever awaken, signifies the end of all things. Each of these beings holds a Sefirot tied intrinsically to their domain. The question then arises, if fate is such a fundamental force in this universe, should it not have a pillar of its own? Fate in Lord of the Mysteries is not an omnipotent fixed force, but a chaotic interplay of cause and effect. It is a river, vast and unpredictable, guiding all things while never being truly controlled. The goddess of fate wields unparalleled authority over this realm, but she does not completely dominate it. She weaves, but the river does not always obey. Her titles: the weaver of all fates, the symbol of ultimate judgment, the eternal goddess of the future, imply an unparalleled connection to destiny itself. Yet she is not a pillar. Why? For a deity to ascend as a pillar, they must not only be powerful, but must anchor a fundamental aspect of existence. The river of fate is essential, yet it does not form a separate realm. It flows through all three layers of reality. Unlike the astral, spirit, or physical worlds, fate is not a distinct plane, but a force that permeates them all. The creation myth tells us that fate did not exist separately, but emerged after reality had already formed. While the goddess of fate holds significant influence, she does not embody an isolated domain the way the other pillars do. Could she forcefully ascend to pillarhood by accommodating another Sefirot? The key of light and the circle of inevitability offer intriguing possibilities. The key of light represents endless disorder, the incarnation of fate itself. Its symbolism aligns deeply with the goddess of fate, suggesting she could integrate it without immediate rejection. However, the instability of endless disorder might make her power volatile, contradicting the pillar's role as stabilizing forces. The circle of inevitability, by contrast, represents predestination, cause, effect, and process. If she were to accommodate it, she would gain authority over past, present, and future. But this raises a paradox. Fate in this universe is chaotic, not preordained. Would taking in the circle of inevitability force fate to become fixed? Would the river of fate cease to be a true river, instead becoming an immutable path? If so, would she still be the goddess of fate, or would she become something entirely new? Four's explanation to Lumion about pillars reminds us of a critical limitation. Accommodating too many Sefirot leads to complete loss of control. A deity that takes in an excess of Sefirot will eventually be consumed by their aggregation instinct, becoming a vessel for the original creator's return. If the goddess of fate were to accommodate both the key of light and the circle of inevitability, she would certainly become more powerful. But the moment she crosses the threshold of balance, she would begin an irreversible process, one that could only be stopped by her own destruction. The river of fate is fundamentally different from the realms the pillars anchor. It cannot be held in the same way that the astral, spirit, or physical worlds are. Fate is woven, severed, and rewritten. It does not act as a foundation, but as a current flowing between all things. A pillar of fate would either be redundant or would demand a complete restructuring of the universe's metaphysics. The possibility of a fifth pillar tied to fate is an alluring theory, but ultimately one that challenges the very foundation of Lord of the Mysteries metaphysics. The river of fate is not a separate domain. It is a force, an eternal interplay of chaos and order, woven but never wholly controlled. While she may be the weaver of all fates, she is not its absolute master. And perhaps that is why fate remains ever elusive, forever beyond the grasp of even the greatest of beings.